Well, here we are underneath the tank again. We're underneath the 90. And if you couldn't tell by all the nastiness. Anyway, got the dose installed. It has a problem. If I just barely touch the button, it activates. No problem, right? Well, what if I push it up here? So yeah, there's a little bit of a problem with this one. If this one was a stick one, I wouldn't be too concerned. This is calcium. This is this jug here, which is alkalinity. So we need to take this in the office and tear it apart with Neptune Systems approval, by the way. Alright, so just impromptu, go ahead and we'll remove the heads. Since these do have alkalinity, or what is it called, soda ash, and calcium, I don't want to get them mixed up because they'll just precipitate and clog. So pull the heads off, leave them left, right, and now we can flip this guy over. We are unfortunately going to have to kind of peel these feet back, but they're not on there very straight anyway. Yeah, I can overlook that. Anyway, one screw here, one screw here. I'm going to take that out and peel these feet back if I have to. If I can just fold this over, that'd be great. And then we'll take a look at what's inside here. All right, get a little light on the subject. So it's the switch there on the right. I'm not going to be able to zoom into it. It doesn't look like there's any adjustment. So these little screws there are countersink screws, which I'm a little confused by. You would think there would be some sort of, you know, flathead screw or something like that. But anyway, I'm gonna take those two screws out. If anybody wanted to see the inside of a dose, it's just two-stepper motors. Whenever you take the two screws out, I was very surprised to see that they are machine screws, and they don't go into plastic. They actually go into little brass inserts in there. So very nice touch there. But take the screws out, then you got to take these rubber pads off, and then the bottom will come out and then the top will come. I guess you could try to push this down, push these down up here, but I don't know if I want to risk that and end up cracking the housing or something. Just undo these, or even cut them right in the center, and then pull the bottom off. Just kind of pull it up and then it'll come right off. So I'm gonna go ahead and loosen this board. I'm not gonna be able to really do much because there's hot snot glue all around this thing for the LED lights. Let me see what I can get done here. Alright, so I'm gonna try to zoom in on this just because of the focus on this GoPro. These are the original screws. As you can see, they're basically countersink screws. These are flathead washer, shouldered, no, not shouldered. Oh, I don't know what they have a wide head on them. And these are actually for SSDs, 2.5 inch hard drives. That's the thread pitch on these. It's the fine thread pitch. I'm going to use these and see if I can get this to kind of move around, because all I need is a little bit on this button over here, and I just need to kind of tilt it, or kind of twist it a little bit, not a lot at all. So I'm going to put those screws in. It's pretty much impossible to do this while holding anything. I guess I could try. Let me see if I can find the good old tripod again. Be right back. All right, let's see. Let's see what this does. Okay, so we need to basically just finagle these wires out the way, get that in there. Tell you what, let me put my light on my hat, and maybe you guys can see a little bit better. The lighting in here is horrible, but I keep it that way because this is where I work all day, every day. Okay, so there's some little slots, and Oh wow. I almost think I need to heat that switch up and kind of flow some solder in there. So let's grab a screw. We'll get a screw put in here. Worst case scenario, I looked at this board. I can slot the board, but slotting the board equals destroying any warranty. Okay, so I want to loosen that one off. I basically just tightened it down and then loosened it off. And here's this one. Okay, so this one I want pushed all the way forward or towards the front. So we'll tighten that down. And then let's see if there is any play at all. If there's play, it is very little. So yeah, see it. It's not releasing it enough to give it the tactile feel. Yep, I think that switch needs to be reflowed. So let me take that out. This thing is back heavy, so I'm trying to keep one hand on it at all times. See how it pushed out right there? Yeah. Okay, so I gotta lift this guy up, slide the board over, and oh, that's exactly what it is. Can you guys see how that switch on the right is further up in this case than the switch on the left? Alright, so I've been sitting here kind of looking at it, and if you look at it from this angle, God, I really wish GoPros would focus. You can see this switch is at about this angle. However, this switch is at about that angle. That's going to be the problem. I think and I don't think this will void my warranty. I don't recommend anybody else do this. Unless you have, some pretty good experience soldering, or soldering. Sorry, everybody overseas. I'm American, forgive us. But I think I can just heat these up and push this forward, which will push these down or towards us this way. And I think that'll fix this problem, and I don't have to do an RMA on this thing. So I'm going to solder this up, and I'll be right back. All right, so I'm going to try to get some of this on camera for you guys. So yeah, little Amtech. Don't worry about that expiration date. Amtech MC559 V2 TF tacky flux, and we're gonna just hit a little bit of it there, a little bit of it tar. In fact, you know what? I'm just gonna reflow everything, and we're gonna get all of this exactly the way it needs to be. All right, I really wish I could lay this down, but meh. Sometimes you just gotta work with the tools you got. AVE has another saying. Okay, so just a little touch. All right, I have to shake this wand hard now to get it to wake back up. Can you guys see that back there? Yeah, you can see the soldering iron back there. Okay, so just a little touch, a lot of smoke, little solder. Reflow that. Reflow that one. Reflow this guy. There he goes. And then reflow this guy. Alright. The challenge is going to be pushing this guy back. without melting the button. Still got tactile. Okay. Alright, so I don't know if you guys can really see it, but these are much more in line now, but they're not quite lined up. Let's see, get kind of a straight edge here. Actually, I think I might have pushed that one back further than this one, and this one worked fine. So let's put the board back in and see what it does here. Flip it back over. Now I do still have the flux on it, so let's top heavy. Let me grab a paper towel. Usually I'll leave it on there for the test fit, but there's like an excessive amount, so we're just gonna wipe that off. This is a non-conductive flux, for anybody that's wondering. You know what? Why? Oh, what's the best way I could put this? Why half-A it? Let's yeah, let's go ahead and just get it clean. Because if this works like it should, you know, it gives me a tactile feel, I'm not worried about it constantly pushing the button or anything like that, then I'm probably not going to take this thing back apart. So, whoa, where are you guys going? And that's just isopropyl alcohol, 91%, I think. It's not a real high percentage. All right. Now, put it back in there. Lift this guy up very gently. It's really interesting how they decided to do this. I don't know. I wish I could have been in that meeting. But yeah, as long as it works, that is all I care about. Well, let's see what happens if I put their screws back in. I want to put my screws in. Oh yeah, these are number 1 Phillips, by the way, on the head size, not number 2. There it goes. So these are going to be self-centering. They're going to center this board to wherever those threads are. All right, got that one in. And do we have success? Oh yeah, so that's this one. All right, so now if I push on, I'm pushing like right here, which is where it would activate really easily. It's flexing. I see it getting closer, but it's not activating it. So I'm not worried about, you know, maybe this thing heats up and the plastic expands and it kind of moves. I'm not worried about it touching anymore. So this has the biggest asterisk after it that I could think of. If you get one of these and you don't have the clicky sound, don't fall. If you're decent at soldering, look in here and see if those switches line up. If they don't line up, reflow them, make them line up. All I did was I heated up. I think it's the right word. I don't know. It's late. I just got off work. Tornadoes are bouncing around right now. It's been a fun night. But heat it to where you can kind of bend it back. Not really bend it back, but flow it back, I guess is the best way to put it. It's kind of unfortunate that you pay this much money and something that simple is out of alignment. But, you know, for me, it kind of is what it is. I like this kind of work, you know. I was able to get something, ooh, it needs something done to it. I can play with a soldering iron again, you know, stuff like that. This is fun to me. It really is. But now I've got the switch fixed. Sorry, lost a bit of a train of thought there. And let's see if we can take a look at this top part. Oh yeah, that just slides right together. I think I might snap together just slightly. Oh, you guys can't see it, sorry. There we go. So you got to kind of finagle this piece together. Then you'll have this together. Put this down here. Again, machine screws. That is so awesome. Let's see, take you guys up a little higher. And if you guys don't have one of these, get one, because yeah. And if you would like to know the secret of these, let me know. It's actually really cool. Okay, that size tight. And if you don't believe me that tornadoes are bouncing around, that's what we dealt with today. So, I ain't kidding. It was not a fun day. Alright, there we go. Got the dose. This is the one we have problems with, so we did not have clicky. So, push. No click. Okay, so it did not have a click before because it was pulled out so far at an angle that it was actually pushing it in, but it wasn't making contact, but it was really close, which is what worried me. We got clicky now. All right, left goes on the left. And there we go. Right goes on the right. Calcium, alkalinity. Calcium, alkalinity. Don't want to get those crossed. There it goes. Make sure it's snapped in. And it's ready to go back on the system. Guys, sometimes you get something and there's something wrong with it. And some companies are actually cool with those that know how to do the work, and they allow them to do this without voiding their warranty. I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus on who emailed me back, but they said if you're mechanically inclined, you can fix it. It sounds like the board may have shifted. Unfortunately, in this case, it was a solder joint that was soldered incorrectly, but I have the tools and the knowledge to go ahead and fix that. It's awesome that a company, I don't know if they're going to void the warranty since I did soldering work, but it was 2 pads. I reflowed 4 pads, but it was 2 pads, and all I had to do was just heat them up and push down and seat that switch the way it was supposed to be seated from day one. So hopefully they don't void my warranty. I'm going to send this video to them, and we'll see what they say. But, you know, if they do void the warranty, I did this completely on my own. They said I could shift the board. I went a little bit further. I reflowed some solder joints. So anyway, guys, I do want to thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions about this, guys, let me know what your questions are. If you want to know how to, these are really simple. It's start time, end time, how much do you want to pump? That's how easy it is. The calibration on these, super easy. But if you guys want to see it, post in the comments. I'll see what I can get done. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you guys in the next video.